Did you have to sacrifice something, like the time with your family and friends, in order to make this goal?
Actually, I had an opportunity in that firm to be put in client situations very, very, very quickly. I was senioring jobs at, and it's really important what the leadership is all about. And I think this is important for young people that may be listening. A profession to be successful, it's not only about what the profession is, but it's about cultivating leaders in the profession going forward, which you are. And it's about people committed to making sure that the profession is successful going forward. You can't just sort of say the profession is the way it is. It has to continually evolve. And young people and people who want to be leaders in that process are very important to be future members of our council, our board, committees, etc. And the graduates of the Leadership Academy over the years have been very active in really helping create the future for the profession.
Yeah, I think someone said that the future is very bright for accountants. So that's not wrong saying that.
No, it's not. I mean, there are challenges. Look, I mean, artificial intelligence, and maybe we'll speak a little bit about that, will change some things. But the reality is that the profession has to continue to evolve to be critically important to society and to business as it has been, for the last 130 or so years. But it's always changed. And, my job.
You mentioned about your role in this in at AICPA, these to make sure that the profession gets involved. And I read your article on AICPA magazine, and I'm very impressed about your earlier stage in your career, when even when you start from high school, you skip a year in high school and you graduate college in only 3 years, and then you move so fast in your career. So I would love to hear more about your early age, in early 20s. Why did you go with accounting, and what motivated you to just move so fast in this profession? Move up so fast.
In my 20s, I graduated from college at 20. I graduated in high school in 3 years and in college basically 3 years in a semester. And I had a scholarship, so I started working on my master's. But then I went to work in a very small CPA firm in my hometown. It sort of was an interesting story, Rosey, because I went to a nondescript university, Nicholls State University, just a regional state university in Louisiana. Actually, I had an opportunity in that firm to be put in client situations very, very, very quickly. I was senioring jobs at 9 months, and all of those types of things that were really important, to learning things quickly. And so that really helped propel me. But there are a couple of key stories that I think about people around you. The day I passed the CPA exam, there were two partners in the firm, and one of the partners came down and congratulated me. And he said, "This is the very first day I got my grades passing the CPA exam." He said, "Barry, I'm going to call up the Louisiana CPA Society, so the state society in Louisiana, and I'm going to take myself off of a committee, and I'm going to have them put you on a committee." Now, he saw something in me or whatever. And so literally I was on a state CPA committee the very first day I was a CPA. Literally the very first day I was a CPA.
I'm just curious why you had a plan of being a partner at 25 at a very young age. Why 25? Why not 24, 26?
Yeah. So it goes back again to one of those partners in the firm, the two partners in the firm. I was very early on, we had our wealthiest client, unfortunately, passed away, and I was we were starting to do the estate tax return for him, and it wasn't something I knew anything about. But the partner said, "I want you to do this. It's going to be a big, big job for us."
Did you have to sacrifice something, like the time with your family and friends, in order to make this goal?
Yeah, I certainly, when you're going to work that hard, or whatever the case may be, you're going to be thrown into some positions that you have to step up, right? So when I was there, around the time that I had that job offer that I just mentioned, making a lot more money, that I turned down, several people left the firm, several staff people left the firm. And so I was thrown into actually senioring our largest audit client at that point in time, at 9 months. And That was a big challenge, and I stepped up to that. And then when I was making partner, we at that point we had three other partners at that point, and I would have made the third partner in the accounting and auditing space and one in tax. And so the deal was sort of, all right, we're going to make you partner, but you have to retrain yourself in tax because we need two partners in tax and two partners in accounting and auditing. And so I agreed to do that, but on one condition that I kept our largest audit client because I didn't want to be just in tax. And so I made, certain commitments to train myself and to go to schools to train a totally different discipline that I had spent the first several years of my career on. And of course, it paid off very, very nicely.
I'm so determined about I have this goal. I'm going to make it very clear to everyone. I'm going to stay focused and I'm going to achieve this goal. And this goal is really ambitious. I have to give you that. And at that young age, I'm glad that people did not turn you down because in my case, when I work in private for 5 years and I moved to public working in audit, and then the very first day at my job, I told my partner, I told my manager that a year from now, I would like to be a senior. I would like to work as I was willing to work as hard as needed. I just need a very clear direction. What I need to do, how many hours I need to achieve, how many audit I need to go through. Like I asked, but people did not take me serious enough. When you move up that fast at a very young age, you probably deal with a lot of leadership challenge. And I know that even the firm is less than 20 people, but you probably still have people work below you. You have to manage staffs. So like what experience early in your career that prepare you for the leadership role in this profession when you become the working at the state society and also at AICPA?
I grew up in an environment where I was around adults and not around that many people who were my age. I grew up in a geographic area that was dispersed, and yes, I had friends in school, but they were not necessarily close physically to where we did a lot of things together.